Akshay Vlog. Hope you guys are doing really great. Yes, we are back with another video. On today's video, we will be looking at another interesting video. The biggest scam. If I tell about the word scam, what flashes in your mind? Vijay Mallya, who looted 1,000 crores. Nirav Modi, who looted some 1,000 crores. Some people who looted crores of money and they ran away. This is what you know, right? Imagine, I say, there was a very big scammer, a very big businessman who looted nearly 500 to 1,000 crores in the year 1992. That money has like 24,000 crores in today's value. It is surprising you, right? So that is the video going to be all about. The real scammer Harshad Mehta, India's biggest scam, they say. There's a web series also which is like trending with top IMDb ratings at today's this week, when I saw like the scam 1992 series, the Harshad Mehta's real story. That web series is like really good. I'm not promoting any brand or something, but this is really an interesting topic. So if you didn't understand that web series, I'll just try to brief the entire situation, what happened between 1980s to 2002 till he died, and how he scammed all this money is what the video gonna be all about. So before getting into the video, if you're new to our channel, do subscribe, click on the like button, share this video to as many as possible. On to the next shot, Harshad Mehta's BGM. So Harshad Mehta is born in a normal below middle class family. He comes to Bombay with just 40 rupees in his packet. He comes with just 40 rupees in his packet, and he completes his BCom and he starts working in an insurance company. Like a normal person, he starts working in an insurance company. Then later he gets to know about the stock market exchange over there, the stocks and all. Stock market exchange he clearly understands. Then that was the moment he realized that, and he starts getting an understanding about the stocks and values illegally about various companies. And that was the time he decided, I have taken birth to develop something in this field and I'm going to rule this field. And he starts his own company. He gets some savings from the Mumbai Stock Market Exchange, the biggest stock market company in India during those days, they say, even today. So he was working there. Then later he quit that and he had the guts in the year 1982 to start his own company. 40 rupees, he came in Bombay. He has some money. Now he understands the loopholes in RBI. I'll try my level best to understand and help you out what these loopholes in RBI and the other banks. RBI and other banks, there are so many loopholes. So this guy puts a master plan and tries to scam all the money. Now I'll just give you a clear explanation. You are having a bank account. Imagine you are having a bank account. Now your bank would have fixed certain value. You need to maintain minimum balance. Now let's consider you will have to have minimum 1,000 rupees balance. If your account balance go below 1,000, you will be put certain fine. I'm not talking about credit card. I'm talking about a normal saving banks account. If you are having below 1,000, you will be given certain interest, right? Now later when you deposit certain money, they'll cut the interest from that. This is how it happens. The same way what happens to you, the same way the Indian government had kept rules for all the banks. The Reserve Bank of India had kept the same set of rules for all the banks across India. According to this, every month the bank has to have certain fund in their bank. Now let's consider they need to have minimum of 1 crore in their bank as minimum money. And they should show all this to the Reserve Bank of India. Let it be any Chota Bank, Canara Bank, State Bank, Axis Bank, any bank which is there. They need to have the minimum balance and they must show this. If not, they will have to pay a huge amount of interest to Reserve Bank of India. That is the central government of India, is what the rule in 1992 was. So illegally, without the government knowledge, what these bank people were doing is, if they don't have money, now suppose I need to have 1 crore in my bank, I am a bank owner, I need to have 1 crore in my bank, and if I don't have that 1 crore, I will have to pay interest to the Reserve Bank, that is to the central government. So what I can do is, I contact the other bank. Now suppose I am the branch manager, I am the head of bank A, and my friend is having a bank B. So I contact him and I take some money from him. In return to the, and later I pay some minimum interest, not the bulk interest like what I pay to the Reserve Bank. If I take some money, now suppose I have 50 lakhs, I need to show another 50 lakhs to the State Bank, I mean Reserve Bank of India. So I take 50 lakhs from bank B there, and I give my property. I give my property until I pay back the money. You keep this property. I'll pay you like 10% of interest, minimum interest, and I'll take back this property. So this was the communication with so many banks across India. Now this middleman work, this how do you call, taking the property, giving the money, this and all, it won't happen directly between bank A to bank A. A middleman named broker will be playing a major role. So Harshad Mehta understood all these loopholes, and he started building a very big name in the stock market. He is called the Amitabh Bachchan of stock market. He is called as the Amitabh Bachchan of stock market. He is called as the big bull of stock market. He has contact with various branches and banks. Now top banks will be trusting this person. So even small bank will obviously be trusting this guy. So now you might think simple. What is there? He is just taking between two banks. Is there? He is taking money from here. He is putting in stock market. After some fine day, he is making the profit and he is giving back the money. That's all. No, he is doing a clever job by investing, but little illegally. That is what you might think. But that is not the entire scenario. That what happened. Greediness, they say. When you get 10 rupees, you need 50 rupees. When you get 50 rupees, you will be getting an idea of getting 100 rupees. When you get 100 rupees, you will dream of getting 1,000 and lakhs and crores. That is what happened with Harshad Mehta. This greediness reached his peak. Then what he does is, two banks was there. He'll invest this bank A money here and he won't give it to here. 1 week he'll delay here. Then again he will be investing here when the stock market rate will keep going up. Now the bank B will be pressurizing him, give my money, it is already late. Then he will bring third bank and he will take that money and give that. Now again bank A's money is still pending here, he needs to pay back. So he brings bank 4, again pays the another bank 5. Now he brings so many banks and he keeps the money in rotation. At the same time, he keeps investing hell lot of money into the stock market, in the stock market business. He invests into an unknown company and he increases the stock so badly that all the people starts and coming at investing into his stock market business. They also say that from 400 rupees, nearly 4,000, double the time the stock market of the company rise up only because of Harshad Mehta. If I have to be clear, if he has invested 1 rupee, when he is going to sell the stock, he is getting 4,000 rupees for 1 rupee. You are giving 1 rupee and when you are taking back, it is 4,000 rupees. So in that way, he has nearly made a profit of 24,000 crores in the year 1992. So these kind of loopholes keep happening. Then later Harshad Mehta becomes even more greedy. Now he starts his clever plan. This is the place where digitalization didn't play a major role in later those years. What he does, he goes to various branches, small branches. He says bank A needs money. Now bank A doesn't need money. I need money. He says that this person, bank A. Now suppose bank A needs money. He goes to small, chota mota banks, and big banks also trust him. So he goes to chota bank and he says bank A need 50 crores. And he makes a fake challan. During those days, no digitalization, nothing. He makes a fake challan in the name of bank A and he goes and says they need 50 crores, give back. And we will be giving it back within a particular set of time in the interest units. He goes to bank B and bank B will trust this guy because he is a very big person into the share market, big top stock market and stock market business companies, and even the government officials are supporting this guy illegally. So bank B will trust this guy and give him 50 crores. Now he will go and do the same thing to bank C. He will say that bank D, this bank needs some money, give me another 50 crores, we will be returning in some time with interest. Now so many banks he rotates, and one fine day he invests everything and he loots every bank. And after a particular set of time, within 3 to 4 years, his graph goes somewhere top. He earns so much money. He earns all these bungalow cars, all these foreign cars, everything. Now all of this sudden, one journalist got to know. She found it is something fishy is going to happen here. How come one person from nothing, 40 rupees he had in his pocket when he came to Bombay? Okay, there will be some drastic change. You will buy one decent house, you will buy one decent bike. But how come all of this sudden, all foreign cars, all this costly bungalow worth crores and crores of money, gold, jewelries, everything, how come he and this Harshad Mehta and brother invest, and she gets to know about the entire loophole and this scam that was played, and she goes and files a petition. In an interview, this person Harshad Mehta says that if there was a Guinness World Record for giving more amount of case that has been filed on a person, that would be this person, because nearly 700 long cases have been filed on this person for scamming the entire nation. And also, as I told, one bank manager committed suicide because he was not able to pay back because of this money. He fell down from the building and he committed suicide. And later, government of India give CBI a notice to go and enroll, and CBI, you know, right, they're intelligent people. Within a few days, they got to know the scam role played behind the scenario by this guy and his brother, and they arrest this guy. And in the year 1995-96, they arrest him and they put him in jail. And also in the web series conclusion, you can see that with heart attack he passes away. Arshad Mehta passes away. That is what they say. By heart attack he dies in the jail itself, and not too old also, within 60 years he dies in the jail. So such a wonderful, wow, I was like just wow in the year 1992. Now we are having smartphone, ethical hacking is there, that is there, everything is there. People are looting money, okay. During those days, no smartphone, no telephone also. Basic landline was there in the year 1992. No computer, no internet. And this person was able to loot 24,000 crores. Oh my god. That was like, wow, he has like literally fooled the entire country. Today we might be blaming this guy, Vijay Mallya has looted, those people have looted, these people have looted. But in the year 1992, if I say, can you believe? So that is the reason this web series, hats off guys, whoever brought up this web series, Sony Live TV, a big appreciate to you for bringing such a awesome web series. You would have watched Money Heist, but in Indian version, till date the best web series, if you would have asked me, when it comes to these kind of thriller investigation, definitely I would say Scam 1992 would be the best web series. So I hope you guys got a clear idea within 10 minutes how much hour I understood. I thought of bringing it to you. So with the use of his influence and chalan, a normal guy who came to Mumbai became greedy, brought his name too back, and after he goes to jail and entire stock business also collapsed, everybody lost their money. So that was the whole video guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it up a thumbs up, do subscribe to our channel and show all your support. And also comment in the comment box below if there are any other such investigation thrillers and some more stories that you would have heard about, so that I can just go give it a research and I can come up with another simple video so that it would be easy for you to understand. See you guys in another great video. Thanks for all your love and support. Cheers.